Hey YouTube, it's Bugout, and in this video I'm going to be announcing the winners for the SOG Veterans Day giveaway. Sorry for the delay on this. I didn't anticipate having to go into work today, but sometimes those things happen in the military. So the first thing I'm going to do is announce the two winners, and then I'm going to dive into the military FAQs that y'all asked me in that video. First off, I want to thank SOG for partnering with me on this giveaway and everything you do for our veterans, as well as the great products that a lot of us use. And also, if for those of you who are interested in any of these products, I'll be leaving links where you can find those on Amazon down in the description box below. If you don't win, don't worry. I will be doing another giveaway probably next month when I hit 100,000 subscribers. So let me know in the comment section which companies and which products you'd like to see on that, for that giveaway. So the runner-up is going to win just this multi-tool. I say just this multi-tool. I actually am a very big fan of all these products, and I've used this already a few times. But the winner for the multi-tool is Danny Gonzalez, and he wrote, "I want to thank veterans for the service. Also, my question is, how do you deal with the mental toll after you come home?" So that's a great question, and I'll be answering that in the FAQ portion of this video, which is right after this. And by the way, I drew these winners through like a randomizer comment. I'll annotate where, you know, how I arrived at these winners, but these were randomly drawn. The next winner, this is going to be the grand prize winner, winning not only the multi-tool, but also the Zoom Everyday Carry pocket knife, as well as the SOG backpack, as you can see. And I've actually been able to use all of these products, and if you guys follow me on Instagram or Twitter, which is @BudgetBugout, you can see the adventure that I went on recently, and I was able to use these products. But the winner for all of those, the grand prize winner, is Prepare, Learn, Survive, who wrote that he had a lot of family and military service, and that's why he joined the Army as a combat military policeman. And he also writes that he now is a police officer as well. So thank you, sir, for your service, and thank you everyone for entering this giveaway. Like I said, I'm going to be having another one here shortly, so don't worry, just stay tuned for that. And like I said, if you want to see any of these products, you want to find out more information, check out the links in the description box below. So let's go ahead and dive into the FAQ portion of this video. So the first question, like I said, is going to be the one that Danny Gonzalez asked about, you know, how you deal with the mental toll after you come home. So I haven't deployed yet, although that is in the plans for me. That is something that's around the corner. But I have gone to Korea. I had to stay there for a year. A lot of y'all who've been subscribed remember that. And being away from my wife for a year, that was difficult. And I'm sure this is going to be somewhat similar for those people who deploy in no matter where you go, whether that's in a war zone or a tour of duty. But you have to basically relearn how to be married again in some ways, and you're still, while you're away, you still miss each other, still partners and everything like that, but you develop your own routines. So coming back together, that's a lot more difficult than I thought it would be. You know, I'm very happily married. I have a very supportive wife. She's a wonderful person. But you know, you have to relearn everything kind of again, and get back into the swing of things, at being married again. So I'll say that's probably the same no matter if you deploy or you're serving just time apart. So excellent question. Next question is, what does the military mean to you? This is from Lucas M. What did you learn, and was it hard for you to fit in? So the fitting in, you basically stopped kind of caring about that once you've, you know, maybe a couple seconds into basic training. But as far as what does the military mean to you, basically you are an important cog, and you have a unique mission, or a unique purpose, I should say. And that cog is part of a bigger machine, And if you don't do what you're supposed to be doing, it's going to affect the machine. And the machine is the mission. And you don't want to do anything that affects the mission negatively. So being part of the military, to me, it means being a part of something that's bigger than yourself. And then what did you learn? There's three main things I've learned in the military. One is how to speak in large audiences. The next thing is how to lead, how to be a supervisor, how to be a mentor. And then the last thing that I learned is not to be afraid of needles, because all three of those things you're going to do often in the military, depending on your rank and your career field, et cetera, et cetera. And then, as far as the fitting in goes, if you're useful and if you're positive, then you're going to fit in just right. Just make sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. Next question is from Utilitarian Sharp, which is, what has been your favorite country that you've been stationed at? So I'd have to say Korea. I've been to Korea, Japan, obviously the United States. That's my favorite country, I guess. And then Europe. But I love Korea, love the people, love the place. It's so efficient and very affordable. So I think Korea so far. But I'm going to be in Europe for the next few years, so maybe I'll change my mind. Next question is from Richard Davies, who says, thank you for everyone who serves in the military. What's the biggest misconception about being in the military? So for those of you who are in the Army and the Marines, you're going to be asked a lot of, did you kill someone, all that kind of stuff. They don't realize that their mission is much more widespread. This humanitarian part, there's other supporting roles of the Army. So that's the biggest misconception of Army and Marines. And then for those of us who are in the Air Force, we're asked all the time, what plane we fly. So those are probably the biggest misconceptions. Next question is from Camry5SFE. Says, thank you for your service. By the way, thank you everyone who wrote positive comments about supporting the troops and everything like that. And I'm very appreciative of someone who's active duty, and I'm sure everyone else who's served or are serving appreciate those comments. And she asked, can military personnel use their own guns during duty? Actually, that has just changed to yes in the Air Force, depending on the base and depending on your local commander. But we can now conceal carry, like I said, depending on those circumstances. Make sure you're checking before you just conceal carry. Navy and the other branches, they want to adopt that. I know that President-elect Trump says that he wants to make that across the board to kind of mitigate active shooter kind of scenarios, like things that have happened in the past. All right, next question is from Marcus Steel City Arms Stevens, who writes, what's the most common knife military guys carry? Excellent question. I'll link these down below, but the three that I personally have seen the most is the Cold Steel Recon 1, the SOG Trident, as well as the CRKT M16. So that's a great question. Next comment is, do you know someone who was shot in a military conflict? Actually, yes, I do know someone who's been affected. They were in the Army. They served 3 tours to Iraq, and unfortunately this individual lost both of his legs in that conflict. But because he had a great support group, and because he was a positive thinker, he actually started a family. He's a proud father of 3, and I think it's all due to the love and support that he not only experienced, but he was able to reciprocate. And life continues after injury, after war, and being a part of those type of programs that help people who are wounded veterans. Like what I just did with Blade HQ, I'm a huge supporter in that kind of stuff because I see how important that is. And these individuals, they've given so much to our country, and they have so much more to offer that we need to give as much support as we can to help that transition into their next part of their life. But yeah, I'm a big supporter and helping people who are wounded. Next question is from Shaoud Mohammed, sorry for butchering your name. The question is, what was your most remembered moment in your service? And that is going to have to be basically at the beginning of my service, at the Airman's Coin ceremony, at the end of basic training, both my parents were able to be in attendance, and them both being retired military, hearing my dad shout from the bleachers from across the way, "I'm proud of you, son," as I was receiving my airman's coin. I'll always remember, just how proud I felt, and how much I was looking forward to the future and everything that I was going to be a part of by being in the military. All right, next question comes from Haley Fireline, who asks, how did you know you wanted to join the military, and how do you know if you're qualified enough to join? So as far as qualifications are concerned, you are going to need to take a standardized test known as the ASVAB, and your recruiter can help you with that kind of stuff. And the ASVAB is going to determine, your score is going to determine which jobs you're eligible for, and there's a couple other things that you need to make sure that you're medically eligible for, as far as color blindness and depth perception. They test all those kind of things. But as far as how did I know you wanted to join the military, basically, as I said before, I wanted to be a part of something bigger than myself, and the military is one of the best ways of doing that. I used to be a youth pastor, also used to be heavily involved in community things like Habitat for Humanity. You guys know I do a lot of stuff for Red Cross, so that's always been a big part of my life, and like I said, the military just helps with that even more so. Next question, the last question is, how does your wife handle you being away so much? So that's a great question, Gary. So, I have a wonderful wife. She's very supportive, very intelligent, very capable, independent, all that kind of stuff. But what I will say is that not everybody's as lucky as me. A lot of people, I don't want to say most or anything like that, because it's definitely not most. But there are a few individuals whose spouses weren't cut out for military life. It's very difficult to balance and juggle all of the things that they have to do, deployments, finances, family, being supportive, not getting a lot of recognition. There's just so much that goes into the stress of being a military spouse. So not only do they need to be dependent on you, they're known as being dependents, but they need to love you and just be your cheerleader. But at the same time, when that service member is gone, whether it be like where I was at Korea or deployment, they need to be independent enough to be able to operate without you. So it's going to be something that if you're considering joining, or if you're joining and you're maybe dating somebody, be very picky about who you end up marrying, because like I said, the military isn't for everybody, and being a military spouse isn't for everybody. So really think that through if you're considering, like I said, either joining or marrying. So it's not something that you should just kind of think of one day and then just go to the courthouse the next day. But anyways, guys, so those are all the questions that I have. If you guys have more questions, let me know down in the comment section. And like I said, if you have any suggestions of the next giveaway, let me know down there as well. And I'll link all the things that I was talking about today about SOG product, as well as some of the other knives that I mentioned in the FAQs down in the description box below. Y'all stay safe out there, and remember, it pays to be prepared. God bless, and have a happy Veterans Day and a great weekend. Take care.